In today's episode, we look at a cloudy sky, ring a doorbell, visit some friends, do a quick tour of an arcade, work on a Sega Outrun, and revolt.
Revolt! 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 Alright, I'm here in cloudy Connecticut today. I'm here with my friend Mike. We're gonna go visit Jason, DeLuSioNaL, right?
Yeah.
Why are we going to visit him?
I think he needs some help fixing some stuff.
Can't fix anything himself, can he?
he needs-
Alright, well let's go knock on the door and see if he's here. Jason, you home? So Mike, we've been out here for like 20 minutes.
At least.
At least. He hasn't shown up yet.
That's it. We're out of here.
I think we should leave. All right, Mike, maybe we should just hit it one more time. Should we just go one more time and try? We've got stuff to do. I'm getting hungry too. It's kind of lunchtime. Hit it a few more times just in case you didn't hear it.
Oh, I hear something.
Hey! Oh my gosh. It's Jason. He's like an angel because he's glowing.
Thank you.
Hey, can we come in and why are we here?
I don't know, man. I gotta get a PO box or something because you guys are always like raiding my channel.
Yeah. What the heck?
House.
What the heck?
What? Was it you? Toilet paper in my house?
No, that was Mike. That was Mike.
Come on in.
All right,
guys.
thanks.
I'm a roadie, man.
Ready.
Ooh, look at that. All right, there it is.
wanna
We'll,
look at it real
we'll
quick?
film it. Yeah, let's take a look at this because I saw this on Craigslist. I was on Craigslist, right?
Yeah.
And I thought to myself I should go get this, and I didn't, which is good because I'm out of room. But I saw you posted on Twitter that you got it, so I'm excited that you got it. I know who got it.
Yeah, I love this game. It's really funny because this is similar to Shinobi, and it's a whole different. I don't know if they were just competing the same genre. I mean, it's uncanny how similar they are. But there was a guy. He had it for $200. I really thought someone was gonna grab it, and
It was almost me. It was almost me.
Can you imagine we're like fighting over it?
I know you would
That
have
would've
beat
been a great
me.
video.
You guys jack each other's
You
price.
would have beat me because you're closer, but.
So, yeah, it's in decent shape. Coin doors are typical, typical wear and stuff. But this here, I love how the CP is all original. I might magic eraser it really gently. I'm not sure if it was a label or if it's actually screen printed right on the metal. I'm not really sure. Maybe thin vinyl, but
This looks like, you can kind of see right here when you get up right next to that joystick because there's the cutout for it.
oh, okay.
So it looks like it must have been an
yeah,
overlay.
but I'm gonna
But it's
leave it.
really nice one compared
I'm not
to
sure if this is available or not.
I would leave it. I wouldn't replace
yeah.
it.
I'm
This
gonna
is worthy of
actually-
leaving. And this cap tells a story. So
Yeah, we call it patina.
we call it patina. Yeah, it's got some marks on it, but Jason, this is a nice looking cabinet.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
great.
this
great
doesn't
job.
light up, which I actually didn't know till I picked it up. But there's nothing behind her. It's just a piece of wood, and it's all solid. So I think it's cool.
Yeah, no,
I'm
that's.
thinking it was just Atari at the time. It was towards the end of the era there, where they were starting to make things a little cheaper.
You were saying that maybe they're trying to save money. Is that what they're trying to do?
Yeah, they were probably. I don't know if they're going out of business is the word, but it was towards the end where they just wanted to make things, just spit them all out. And this was a surprise hit, I guess, for them because they did make Rolling Thunder 2. So this was, I want to say 86. So, but it's in nice shape. This is all vinyl, it's not painted. So I can always just add vinyl over it, fix up the edges later on. But for now, it's going to go in between cabs. You're not going to see it.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about this.
And it's, I like original stuff. I'm starting to not care. That's how you know you're in it.
You're in it too.
Not caring
But
about stuff and like, wait, I really like that stuff. Like I have a Galaxian that somebody scratched their high score on the side. I love it. So I left it.
permanent. You have to beat that high score every time you play now.
Well,
So-
I gotta get the high score kit.
You just carve your name on the side of the cab.
Yeah.
Now, we're not here to work on this. Oh, are we?
We're not. We're gonna actually go downstairs and work on our Outrun. So let's head down there, head to the basement.
So this is it. This is the basement. This is DeLuSioNaL's basement, right? I've never been here. This is cool. I get to see somebody else's place.
Yeah, that was at the Retro World Expo. I think it's 2 years ago, where Master Daniel Pesina, he's Scorpion. He's all the masked guys from Mortal Kombat 2, He was Johnny Cage on Mortal Kombat 1.
Oh, that's right. Oh, you even you got him to sign it, huh?
Really good guy. And John Parrish was there this year too, aka Jax, but I didn't get a autograph stuff from him. But I do have video. We have a video coming up where he talked about the arcade and stuff.
Very cool.
Yeah. So normal stuff, nothing fancy. I have the
Oh yeah, we have a nice. We got some wall art
piggyback on
here.
this.
I love these.
Yeah, they're expensive, but they're really cool. There's a guy, they're laser cut.
Oh, is that how he does it?
Yeah, he puts them in some special whatever that just kind of burns the paper safely, and he just puts it on. It's really
That's cool.
really cool. And I don't have Wii U, but I like the amiibos. I think they're just cool, so I just leave them, pin them up. All these characters have something special for me, except for this one. My son's actually into Kirby now, so for me, I've never even played the game.
Oh yeah, well the first one on Game Boy was a really good, quick game. You could beat it. Kirby's Dream Land.
Yeah. So
That's Kirby to me before he was
Platformers
pink.
are good.
Before he was pink.
Yeah.
So we got a bunch. We got some projects lined up here. This is
Yeah,
cool.
these are all calves. I mean, if you've tuned into my channel, you've seen that I'm still working on these. I'll start with this one. This is a Super Pac-Man that I got from a guy who was actually in North Carolina, and he said, hey man, he's like, if you want it, you can have it, because how you always send the email to him like, oh, if I was in your area, I'd pick it up.
Right.
He goes, well, it happens. I'm moving right next to you, so do you want it? And I said, sure. So he took it on his truck for the moving truck. I didn't have to pay to get it shipped or anything.
Oh, even
To
better.
his house, picked it up, and then I color matched everything because the back door was intact.
Oh, cool.
So this was the original control panel here, and then I ended up getting a populated one for $100 from a guy in Clov, and then 2 weeks later, this thing came into my life. So this is my.
We're gonna need this. We're gonna need this later, though. We're gonna need this Outrun
manual. Yeah, of course.
We're gonna have to make sure we have that for later. Here, Mike, hold this.
Okay.
So this is it. I got this for $150, complete. It wasn't working. It turned out there were some loose wires in the back, and they did like a hack job. And I put it together. It fired up. I didn't have to adjust the monitor.
Those are the pickups I like.
Yeah.
Those are the pickups I like.
And it was, again, $150 for that. And then the Galaxian I got over time. I got that one for $400. The monitor needs help. I mean, it is tinted. You can see it's all dusty too, but it doesn't get much love because it's hard to see the monitor and stuff. But it's all original. You can even the side art here. You can see a guy scratching his high score.
What's his high score here? Can we see it?
35,000. That's pretty good.
35,800.
It's hard to get 10,000 in that game.
We'll say 890. Does that look right? Or 870?
Yeah, 890. Yep.
And
Looks like
there
a
was a
nine.
date too.
62081.
81. This is permanent. Now you have to make sure you beat that high score and put all your other high scores on the side of the cabinet. You don't need a high score save.
Yeah, so we'll head back over here real quick. And of course I have parts everywhere. I'm starting to run out of room. That's how you know you're in the hobby.
Yeah, look, I mean, we've got monitors stored up here.
And this has burn-in. I think this was in a Frogger, but I'm not sure what that is exactly.
Oh, I love these little mini cabinets here. It's cool.
Yeah, so this here has a story. My buddy Richie Knuckles, he does the Kong offs. He's very famous for that and everything. So I originally ordered a Kong off 2 that wasn't autographed from him, but he couldn't find it. So at the last minute, he's like, "Hey man," he's like, "check it out." Steve Wiebe signed it.
Yeah.
Billy Mitchell and a few other people that were all on here, and he sent it to me. I think that's really cool that he
That's
did
pretty
that.
cool.
So I'm not sure. Now I'm torn because I have that. I was actually thinking of making a Kong off DK cab. I think that'd be really unique and cool.
Yeah, you don't see many people with those at all.
I always like to be different.
But we have to move that cabinet down to the end
Yeah.
so we can see
right
it.
now this is like the broken row. But that Outrun right over there is not going to be broken. Like
No, yeah. So we're gonna work on this. We've got 2 Outruns we're gonna take a look at. We got this one here that's out of order, and is this the one that's working? Oh, sure.
There you go.
All right, cool. So, Jason, this is the one that you've got running, right?
Yes, this has the enhanced thing on there too. You can see it saved my scores.
Yep.
But this one I got running, I guess, over a few episodes, and I got it glitched out when I first got it. It wasn't working. It had sound, but then I figured out that I just had burned the ROMs wrong because I had replaced them. So yeah, it's pretty decent. It looks nice on this side. Pretty, there's a lot of patina actually. But on the other side, it's completely missing. If you want to look at that.
Yeah, I mean that's unfortunate, but I mean they did. Looks like they started to take care of it, and then
Yeah,
stopped.
and you can see when we turn it around, you'll see it's really bad here. There's a whole chunk missing.
Oh
there.
yeah. Okay.
And it's cracked. So we're planning to take this cab and transplant it into this one because this one does have side arc. This is the one that Mike gave us.
This mic?
This mic.
This is from this mic?
here.
Hand delivered
He
it.
was in the episode too. So yeah, we'll take it out and we'll probably change out the marquee and stuff. And I believe the fixture in here is broken.
Okay.
I might have spare fixtures. I have a few.
All right.
Figure it out.
So we're gonna take some good parts from this cabinet and we're gonna move them
Transplant it.
over
Basically,
here.
take the best of both, make a
Yeah.
nice cabinet, and then the other one we'll figure out what I want to do with it later down the road.
Okay. Yeah, and as we start working on things, we'll kind of document what we film here. Hopefully, it's nice and exciting, right, Jason?
Yeah. Hopefully. I think it will be. We'll have our hands full.
All right. Very cool. Let's get to work.
All right. Sounds good.
Here, taking these two panels off, and Jason said that he replaced this fan for a nice quiet one because these get to be very noisy after sitting and collecting dust for 30 years. So that's what we're up to now. We're gonna pull these off.
Trying to get this in there.
Let's disconnect the zip tie for these dusty ancient wires. This is the new fan that Jason put in. This is an
Yeah, it's
AC
awesome.
fan, right?
Yeah, the CFMs on that are lower, so it takes less air, basically. But a lot of people disable them. They say they're fine. So I figured best of both worlds, quiet and it's still there.
Yeah, I'll still move some air.
This is it right here.
So Jason, this is the fan you picked up. This is the model number. You got this off of Mauser, you said?
Yeah, I looked on Klob, and this is what people suggested. They said it's pretty decent and it's quiet, and I love it. I was really, like, overly surprised in how quiet it was.
Great. Well, that's good for people who want a nice quiet fan. Oh, it's been serviced in 1993.
I know.
You see
I
that?
saw that. I was
1993
saving that for the
service.
video. I couldn't believe it.
That's
Did
crazy.
You see that? It's so janky.
No.
Look at this. Artie serviced it.
And originally, it has a date on there too, 93.
1993.
And it says, please.
It's nice and clean.
Oh, well, clean is a relative
I
term.
know. You got to be careful because this is still
was-
hasn't been discharged.
Yeah.
It says no picture. And 8393. So this is a fire hazard right there off the bat.
They were supposed to remove that after service.
I guess they didn't.
They didn't remove it.
Or maybe he just said, "Hey, it works." What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to
They weren't
leave this
there.
panel
So
here
this is. Oh, they're up there.
because
Okay.
Right on the flame.
it's nailed into the blocking here, and the blocking here
So red
is
should be
also
top.
nailed in, and we're not going to take it apart that much to do this. And we actually missed a crack down here.
Yeah.
So
you gotta
6 one way, half a dozen the other. I think we're just going to leave the other one where it is.
You know how people say that back in the day things were made by hand?
Why would they do that?
Yeah, well, you know, that before machines, made things. These arcades were made by hand. These were not done by machine. Swapping these panels don't work because the screw holes don't line up. They're completely different.
Would you look at that? I mean, that's not a big deal. We can just put a new hole
can do a
in.
new hole.
But yeah, I mean, if you're just going to swap panels over, it's not going to be as simple as it could be. I mean, it's just a new hole on blocking, so it's not a big deal, but
Guess what? We're human. We can do it.
we could. We should.
Alright, so, by the way, with the T-shirt.
Yeah,
Fro
Fest. Any word
I've
on
never
that?
been, but I ordered one to support him.
Any word on that for this year?
I don't know.
I haven't
They
looked.
always have someone at Grinkers.
Yep.
A lot of cool people there. I've seen other channels too that I got to meet up with. The 8-Bit Pit, he goes there.
Oh yeah.
He's in the same boat with you guys. You both need like more subscribers. So subscribe up.
Oh,
I'll leave
yeah.
links in the description for these guys.
Yeah, the new YouTube partnership program has changed it so you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of view time. I've hit that 1,000 hour mark. I mean, I'm sorry, the 1,000 subscriber mark, but not the 4,000 hour. I'm like 500 hours short. But yeah, it's fine.
Alright, so now we got to get the screw. You had it down there, right?
The screw.
For the ground.
That's a nut, and it's by your right hand on the rug. So Jason's actually in here working. This is good.
I always work, man.
Then he's got a camera stuff.
Oh wait,
I
I forgot. He
camera
doesn't
there.
watch my channel.
That's right. That's right.
right.
I don't watch anybody anymore.
He only
That's why
watches-
nobody watches mine.
He only watches people with a
No,
million
you have a good
subscribers.
channel. Yeah. And then I just saw some video of Mike's Arcade. Not the Mike's Arcade, but you know.
Oh yeah. This Mike.
Yes.
He has a big, and he has a retro section. I mean, you should, at least post it online so we can get a link to it.
We'll do a video tour sometime,
Well,
Mike.
yeah, we will.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That would be. So Jason's down here. We're putting a new AC wire on.
It's getting the ground in there,
Putting the ground on.
and then we can.
And then lunch will hopefully be ready soon, right? We're starving.
Yeah, it should be delivered soon.
Slaves starving.
Slave labor over here. We work for food. We'll work for food.
You know, and my other half was like, "Gotta get him food. That's the most important thing. Don't forget."
We'll thank
She's
your
a
wife.
keeper.
Yep, she's smart.
He's a keeper.
All right, I'll let you do the grommet here since you took it off. I kind of know how it snaps in.
Yeah, it'll snap on, and then we can just push it into place.
Actually, goes on the other way.
Skinny side towards the metal box.
Right. Can we do it on this side?
Nope.
Doesn't kind of go in this way, so it gets tapered. So like you snap it on and then pull it
So
into
the way-
box, right?
Other way. It's too late for that.
Yeah, and then it goes into the.
We can
Yes.
switch places.
Yeah, it doesn't actually matter. So when you're putting one of these grommets on, this is just so that the wire does not rub against the metal. And the way we pulled this one off was this part here was on the outside of the cabinet, and this part was sliding into that metal box down there.
Oh, okay.
So, and that we're actually able to get it out again easily if you need to. But it doesn't matter because all there is to do is keep
I'm gonna
the
pull
wire from rubbing
as much
metal.
as I can this way.
Yeah, it's kind of a pain in the neck to push in, so push it in as far as you can, and then it'll clip on. And it might break because it's old.
Trying not to.
So we'll go ahead and do that because filming this is not going to be very exciting.
Yeah.
So I love finding operator hacks on these Sega Outruns. So one of my hacks that I had seen in the past is they put an Allen key here so that when you would turn the wheel to go lock to lock, it would stop. So there was
did
actually
see that. I
an
remember
Allen
that.
key there. That was
I
really.
saw that.
But on here, Jason, you got one here where the gear has since fallen apart, and they've put a hose clamp here to hold the gear
together.
back together.
That's crazy.
And it's working. You know, it's doing the job. I mean, I'm moving this with my hand, so
Well, you can't over tighten it because then it'll crack.
it's already cracked.
Well, yeah, crack more, I should say.
But you can tell here. So this is the reason this one clicks is we're missing a tooth. Right here, and this is a commonplace. They all break right there, so you
Oh, yeah,
get
I
that
see it, yeah.
right there, and that's when you can sometimes feel a click. And there's another one. That click right there is from that broken one because that tooth is not straight. So that is that click you hear, that gear. So we did make you some gears. Mike made some gears that we could
Yeah, we have.
we could place that, but we're not taking this.
I mean, we're not doing it today. But,
No,
but
actually-
this is it right here.
Yeah, so these are the
3D
3D,
printed them.
printed gears, and I don't know if you guys remember when I did my 3D printed gears, I did them in yellow, but these are the same ones, same file came from the same guy, that lovely guy Mike. Where's Mike? Mike's inside the Sega Outrun right now. There he is!
There he is. Oh, he got his boards.
Yeah.
Hey, my
Get the
turn.
board.
Yeah. So those are the gears that Mike made, and on here, so he would need to replace a few. There's the one that attaches to the potentiometer here. And one thing you can do with these gears is if you clean them up, you can actually, if they're just cracked, you can throw some epoxy in there, and
Yeah.
it'll hold them together, and it'll save them for a little bit more
Okay.
time. Maybe a little bit neater
And
than,
obviously, let
than a
it
hose
cure
clamp.
with it not inside the other two.
Right, I leave them in a vise,
Okay.
and I'll keep it all so it's nice and, around the brass fixture there.
But now we know this works too. Who knows how long it's been there either? I mean,
It works,
Could've been there
yes.
forever.
It'll do the job.
I thought you were talking about this when you said, "Oh, look at the hack." I was on the other end looking at that.
Oh, well, that
I
was the
like,
hack
well,
on
that
mine,
looks-
yeah.
Yeah.
And you actually still have the rubber stop there, which is good too, because sometimes that's also missing.
Right.
But that's not necessary. It just makes it so you don't clank.
And look, the springs. I found springs on the bottom of the cabinet that were broken, so these look like they were replaced.
Yeah, and these springs, you can actually get something very similar that'll work at a hardware store. Your local hardware store has a close fitting spring that'll do the job if you can't find them.
Okay.
Cool. So, hacky. but works.
That's funny.
Hey, Mike, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing
Mike,
Yeah.
do you see this gas pedal here?
Yeah.
Mike, I pulled this gas pedal off of your Sega Outrun that you gave Jason.
Yeah.
But, Mike, Mike, this thing isn't straight. In fact, it's curved in the concave direction. What happened?
Yeah, let me look at this. Check this out, right? So it was actually on an outrun, just like that. So it was pretty much almost flat, right?
Yeah, close to flat. There's
Close
actually
to flat because it was bent.
Right.
So it was kind of like that. Look at it.
Were you not going fast enough, Mike?
I know, I need
So
speed.
technically, if the bolts are the other way, it actually matches better this way, backwards.
But what happened, Mike?
I need more speed. Captain, you can't take it.
So what he's gonna do, you're gonna bend it to match.
Yeah,
I
well-
actually like that we have another one for reference, but he says he's done so many that that's why I left it to him to do.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to
We
get the
have a
curve
vise.
perfect, but we're going to put it into a vise. We'll clamp it down, and we'll straighten it out. It'll take a
Yeah,
few
that's what
presses, but we'll put it in this vise, clamp it down, and it'll get a lot better than what it was. Now, the other one is missing the wooden block. They actually put a little wooden block under here.
You can see, take out the dust here, but that's it right there.
And basically that kind of keeps the pedal from going down all the way like that. Eventually that block gets broken and people squash the heck out of it, or they squash the heck out of it
So I
anyway.
wonder over time if I can make a. Do you have one on yours?
Yes.
Okay.
Just
we
a-
could always I could always make one.
It's
Take
just a
that one
wooden
off
block,
and-
yeah.
But I'll do that, you know. But
Yeah, and then a lot of, Jason and I were talking, this pin that's here, it's almost never here. And in fact, on both of Jason's machines, it's gone.
like this one right here, right?
Yeah, there's a little pin that goes through there.
Is it a cotter pin? Some sort.
Like a little rod. And then even mine's been replaced. It was like a bolt that somebody had put in on one of them. And what happens is afterwards, it'll bind up because it wears away the metal. And so you go down halfway, and then it'll click and it'll go down the rest of the way. And it makes it for a very awful time to drive. So a lot of time they just get taken out.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't fall off or anything.
No, and it honestly.
And I didn't even know it was gone until I just lifted it. To be
Yeah.
honest.
But I mean, that's it. So we're going to go ahead and we'll straighten up that gas pedal. I'll put it in the vise and we'll clamp it down and go from there.
And we're not doing anything really cosmetic right now, right? Because I'm not going to take a wire brush to it today.
No, I mean, if you have one on a wire wheel, if you have one of those,
Yeah.
it takes like 5
I have
minutes.
one, it's on a grinder.
Yeah, it'll take like 5 minutes. But it's up to you. We can do it. It's really quick because this
Yeah.
is just. It's
And we
got
have
some
the
surface
vise.
rest on it, and we'll put it in the
We'll see.
vise.
Maybe I'll whip it out. It's accessible too. Cool. But thanks again. We just want to give you a shout out for that great.
Thanks,
gas
Mike.
pedal.
All right, so we're gonna bend this gas pedal back into shape here. We're using a piece of wood on the other side, an old control panel that Jason has made, and that's just to kind of keep it from marring up the front here. We'll just kind of crank down this vise, and we'll slowly bend it back into place. You guys can see it's starting to bend closer to being straight, which is what we want. We'll have to do this a few times. We'll go back and forth and work it until it gets nice and straight, but that's the general premise of straightening out one of these gas pedals here. All right, so Mike's in here. We've got the motor working. The motor was not working. The force feedback on the steering wheel wasn't working. What was happening was the motor was actually binding up, and it causes this circuit breaker down here to trip. That one on the right, the number 2, right there. That'll trip. So you should have 50 volts
And if you look,
over here. So what was happening? It bound up, and if you look in here, go ahead, Mike.
you see that hole right in there? If you look over the top, yep. It's kind of hard because the light's in the way, but there we go. Yeah. See how there's a big gaping hole in this metal? That should not be there.
No, there's actually
So the metal, it just see how it just freely moves. So it doesn't actually end up moving the steering back and forth. It just spins in the hole.
Yeah, it just spins. So there's a brass fitting that goes there. I brought some spare Outrun steering parts, and we actually have that part. But to replace this, we actually need to remove the whole steering mech. And to do that, you got to take off the steering wheel. So Mike's already taken off the steering wheel, and he's going to go ahead and finish unbolting that. I'm going to go over here with the spare one. And so because that motor was binding up, probably because of age, but also it's missing this fitting here. And this fitting is what will actually allow that thing to move, because before on that other one, there's just a bunch of play. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna remove this. And to remove this, it's not too bad once the steering mech is out. So Mike's doing that now. We're gonna come over to this side. And there is, let's get some light, cotter pin right there. So we'll undo that cotter pin. And then what will happen is this whole metal rod will come out. We'll make sure we save these in their locations, and we're just going to take this whole piece here and move it over to that other steering mech. So we'll go ahead and we'll start that. Alright, so all we got to do here is we pull out this cotter pin, take this out. Maybe we'll take it out. There we go. We make sure we don't lose that cotter pin, because I usually lose them.
Wait a minute, you didn't rip your knuckle off.
I didn't rip my knuckles off because I staged it. That's why it staged the YouTube magic here. And then I know. We'll pull the no, I want my knuckles. And we'll pull this pin out, and it's gonna drop those two right there. We'll drop those, and this is the piece we're gonna need. So we'll go ahead and we'll put everything back together just the way it is, and we'll move this over into the new steering mech the same way we took it out. And the reason we're doing that is because this fitting is gone on the other one, causing this steering mechanism not to actually shake. Alright, so we have taken out the steering mechanism out of the Outrun over there. That's going to be the good one. We've harvested some parts from my steering mechanism there, and we took out this linkage arm between the motor and the whole steering mechanism. Now this is the one that we pulled out. You guys can see this opening here is huge, which means it's not going to work right. So when everything was moving back and forth with this, there was just way too much play in here, and it wasn't actually moving anything. So we're going to go ahead and we'll swap this arm back in. Now to do that, we'll do it in the exact reverse order that we took the other one out of.
Sticky.
Alright, so
That'll work.
Jason's playing doctor here on Mike. We've stabbed ourselves with a screwdriver.
And then, I don't know if you need this for the other one, but it's a regular Band-Aid.
That's good.
Same fabric, flexible.
I didn't realize Jason was also a doctor or a nurse. This is good. So while Mike's over there healing, this is what we've got so far. Mike was trying to make some clearance. There's another piece that goes on to this motor here, and one of the previous operators put a lock washer on and clamped it down. So we've been trying to get that off, and because Mike couldn't get it off, he decided to stab himself. But he's all better now, so that's the only thing we have left to do, and then this force feedback on the Sega Outrun should be working. So that's where we are with the Sega Outrun. Jason is going to clean up the gas pedal. We've been working on straightening that out. It's not perfect, but it's a lot better than it was.
A Dremel thing that cuts steel. I could
No,
totally
that's what I was thinking.
zip it on there. Here, I have to take it over there. With
Yeah, I was gonna say,
So,
definitely
yeah,
don't do it near
there's
this
this
stuff.
part here. Jason, let's take a look at this annoying thing here.
Get it on video.
Look at that. So somebody put a lock washer on here and clamped it down, and it's, you know, caused Mike to bleed. So we're gonna try and take it off. All right, Jason. So if you're gonna want to swap this monitor bezel, all you need to do is just undo this one screw here.
And it won't come off, obviously, because this comes out, and you need to.
Right. You
put
do
this
need to
down.
make sure that your control panel is
So you have
dropped
to
to
unbolt
do
it.
Got to unbolt it. There's 3 bolts.
Let's just grab this real quick. There's your light.
Yeah. Then you'll just lift that up.
Right here.
Yep.
Oh, because it's in there about this much.
Yeah, so, and then there's this bracket here, so if you guys want to clean the glass, you actually want to take this glass out, you're going to need to undo this
off.
metal bracket here. And then you'll undo that bracket there.
So I just removed these two here.
And answered the phone.
Yeah.
So we answered the phone. Yeah, he undid these 2 screws here for this metal bracket.
Comes right out.
And then to actually get this glass out, you will need to undo this as well. And there's 2 screws.
Oh, because it's going to hit it? You sure you can't just slip it out?
It might be close.
Yeah.
So I've always undone it. And it's just 2 screws, so if you're using a little screw gun, it's quick. And then you try to
We
get
can
this.
probably grab it down here.
Yeah, it's just wedged in there. Sometimes you use something thin like a credit card or that metal bracket and it will come free. But actually, you know what? Try
You know, I
wedging
think
it
up here.
from the top.
Yeah. I need to grab like a. Let's try this. It might be actually better because it's more surface touching.
Yeah, there you go. Almost got it.
Oh, yeah, and I got it a little bit.
All right.
I'm gonna pull some more and putting it behind.
There we go.
So there you go. Use the bracket.
Use that handy dandy bracket to
This thing is dirty.
take that glass out. And then this here, that's just resting there. There's only there's only 2 screws holding this plastic shroud in each
one here,
corner.
one here.
So don't pull on that. But it will.
But you can take this whole thing.
You can take the whole wood bezel out, and it's not secured. It's
friction.
and then that's how you get access to your monitor. It actually pulls out through the front, and there are 4 screws here that hold the monitor in, and then you're free.
Cool.
So there you go.
So that one's, you said, working good, right? With your board in it. I mean, I'll do it myself. I'll continue the video at future date.
So that's Mike. Is that Mike's board?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mike. So we put the enhanced ROMs on it.
Yep, and it works.
Good. And
Test it out.
we fixed the motor. The force feedback is working.
Yep.
We've put this back together.
Replace the power cord.
We were going to swap steering wheels, but the steering wheel screws on the other cab over here are stuck. So that's going to be about that, and we'll wrap things up. So
Don't forget to subscribe to his channel. He's also on Twitter.
I'm on the Twitter sphere.
So what's your handle on Twitter?
That Tim Guy Games
That's
is on
Guy
Twitter.
Games. It took me a while to find you, actually.
Yeah, I like
Is
that.
is
For
the
whatever
same
reason,
guy?
I'm rather stealth.
Yeah. So do it, because you'll see stuff on there. Like today, we took pictures. You'll see it ahead of time before the episode comes out. So
Cool. All right. Glad to help you, Jason.
thanks, man.
Hey, take it easy.
Is this in the blooper reel now?
Yeah, this is gonna be. We're filming. We're
So
filming.
we.
Long pause.
Good Lord.
Jason,
Did you forget us? Does the doorbell work?
are we at the right place?
Oh man, we got the wrong place.
This place, I forgot. They don't do sandwiches.
What? No
So
food?
I got wings.
I like wings.
Revolt!